Montana's largest electric utility is proposing big additions to its power supply resources, including the construction of a new gas-fired power plant in Laurel. But as MTN's Mike Dennison reports, Northwestern Energy's proposals are already facing plenty of scrutiny and criticism, especially that gas-fired plant.
Northwestern has been saying for many months it needs more of its own power resources to supply its 380,000 Montana electric customers. And in May, it asked the State Public Service Commission to approve a two-part proposal, 50 megawatts of battery storage and a 175 megawatt natural gas-fired power plant to be constructed in Laurel. Northwestern also plans to buy 100 megawatts of hydropower from a Canadian company. Northwestern Vice President John Hines says the plan is the first step toward dealing with growing demand for electricity in Montana and the region.
It's a source that's been taken for granted for a lot of years because we've had a surplus of generation in the West. But with the retirement of a lot of thermal generation and the growth of just number of people, I would call it a critical problem that has to be addressed.
Hines says the net increased cost of the plan for Northwestern customers is close to zero. But critics say they're not convinced the company chose the lowest cost option from a group of bids, and that Northwestern isn't providing enough information on the alternatives it rejected.
We're saying, what were the assumptions that Northwestern was using to come to this requirement in the first place? They're saying we need so much capacity. Well, what were they actually looking at?
Tronell represents a group advocating for more renewable power and less consumption. Hines says the company used an independent consultant to devise its power proposals to best meet the needs of customers and the company. But Tronell's client and others wonder if Northwestern may have stacked the deck to choose the more profitable natural gas plant. The cities of Bozeman, Helena, and Missoula, which want to move toward exclusive use of renewable power, also are not happy with Northwestern's choice of a gas-fired plant. They say locking in a fossil fuel burning plant for 30 years is bad for the environment and consumers' pocketbooks.
Technology is advancing at such a rate that we're convinced that renewables will be the preferred option under any scenario within a decade. And certainly within 3 decades, it'll clean the clock of natural gas or any other fossil fuel burning resource.
Hines notes that Northwestern already gets 2/3 of its power from renewable sources, better than many other utilities nationwide.
We're proud of that. Like I said earlier, that's a significant change from where we were 10 years ago and certainly where the rest of the country is right now.
The case before the PSC will involve many months of testimony, hearings, and deliberation before a final decision is made, probably next year. And another case involving the renewable power debate and the 3 cities is on the horizon. We'll talk about that on Monday. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Bozeman, Helena, and Missoula are proposing to have 100% net renewable power consumption by 2030 for consumers in their metro areas.